Hey guys, welcome back to Chattin' with D. I'm here with Andreia Gibau, otherwise known as Miss New York USA 2020. Chattin' with D is where you need to be. Let's get started. Welcome back, guys. I'm here with Andreia. Tell me, how did you get started in pageantry and why did you get started?
So crazy enough, I actually did theater growing up. I was a huge theater geek, and my director at the time, he had a niece who had done a pageant, and he said, "Hey Andrea, I think you'd be really successful at this, give it a try." And for me, I never saw someone that looked like me being represented in pageantry, so I didn't think that it was something that I could succeed in or do well at all. And so I was very hesitant about joining a pageant. So it took him about 2 years of trying to convince me for me to finally be like, okay, fine, I'll give it a try. So my very first competition, I was 18 years old, went on to place top 15, but for me, it was just a learning experience, and I saw what the girl who had won go on to do, and I was just so inspired by her. And for me, it was just kind of like, it was a challenge, so let me put myself up for the challenge. And yes, years later, here I am.
Here you are, Miss New York USA 2020. It is amazing, your journey and your story.
Thank you.
I can't wait to get into it and show our viewers what you have to offer.
Thank you.
What do you love most about pageantry?
I love the skills that pageantry gives women, because I was someone that grew up very shy. I didn't have a lot of self-confidence. I had really low self-esteem. And when I got into pageants, that's when I experienced a lot of my growth. I can literally walk into any interview room and I know I'll be fine.
Speaking of self-confidence, your confidence is unmatched. I was watching your videos, you slay the runway.
Thank you.
And so how do you gain such confidence to be able to perform the way you do?
I'm 24 years old, and I would say that I finally started feeling confident in myself and who I am and owning it about 2 years ago. And I was born into poverty, and I grew up in an inner city. So my entire life, I've kind of felt the weight of the world and felt the weight of society telling me that I'm not beautiful, telling me that I will never succeed to anything. And so for me, that had held a lot of weight. And because I did pageantry, I was able to kind of step out of that and see that I am worthy.
You're more than enough.
Yes.
So you speak 4 different languages. Can you tell us which ones, and how has speaking 4 different languages help you advance in life?
Yeah, so I speak Portuguese, Cape Verdean Creole, English, and Spanish. So English isn't my first language, and I came to the United States. I immigrated here when I was 7 years old, only speaking Cape Verdean Creole and knowing a little bit of Portuguese. I was actually a pageant. I was 19, and one of the questions on the bio form that they give you was what makes you unique. And I thought to myself, well, I don't know, like nothing, I don't think anything makes me unique. And my mom looked at me and she said, well, you speak 4 languages. What 19-year-old can say that? And I was really hesitant about it at first. And then I was like, finally, okay, look, I can't think of anything else, so let me put this on the paper. And when I went into that interview room with the judges, she was just so blown away by it. And to me, that's when I kind of figured out what makes me unique is what makes me powerful.
Yeah. Tell us about Cape Verde. Where is it located in the world, and what are the main tourist attractions there?
I was born there, and I immigrated to the United States with my parents when I was 7. We are a beautiful country with so many different mixes of people there. We're a big tourist attraction because a lot of people go there for vacation, and we have really fresh seafood, a lot of great fresh fish. It's delicious.
With each pageantry you've won, you've had an initiative. Tell us about your current one.
It's called More Than Enough. It's with a mission to instill confidence and empower inner city and underprivileged kids, because it's a reflection of my life. It's a reflection of where I've come from and who I am. And I've lived firsthand, or I've realized firsthand, that inner city kids don't always have the opportunities and resources as other kids do. And so using this platform, because I'm able to reach so many people and because I'm able to have such an impact, especially on the youth, I hold very near and dear to my heart to really use my platform to make a difference. And so for me, I go into those inner city schools and I talk to them about self-esteem and self-confidence. I let them know that anything and everything that they want to do in life, they can, despite their circumstances.
Definitely, and the youth is our future. So it's so important to have programs like More Than Enough. So Black women are making history in pageantry. What does that mean to you? How does that make you feel?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so we just had Miss USA, Miss Teen USA, Miss America, and Miss Universe all be Black women. That's incredible. I mean, for people that don't know the history of pageants, there was a time where Black women could not compete. And when Black women could finally compete, we were never sought out to be beautiful. And so the fact that these women have just made history by holding the biggest titles in pageantry, it just goes to show that finally society is shifting. Finally, we're not thinking of the standard European type of beauty anymore. We're being accepting of different skin colors, different hair textures. And I think that's so beautiful. And I think it symbolizes that Black women have always been more than enough. We've always been worthy. But it's nice to know that we're finally being accepted for who we are and not having the need to change to try to fit into society's norm.
The sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit.
Being that it's Women's History Month, what legacy would you like to leave behind as a woman in history?
Wow, that's a great question. I love that. I've always said that I don't think I was put in this earth to simply just live in it. I was put on this earth to make an impact and leave a legacy. And so for me, I hope that I would leave a legacy of change, a legacy of inspiring so many people to chase their dreams in their own life, you know, make changes in how they see fit in their generation. So yeah, and for me, with my work with More Than Enough, I'm planning to make it into a 501c3 organization, and that's like a legacy that I'm hoping to leave behind.
What are some current goals that you're working on outside of pageantry?
So outside of pageantry, I am currently in the process of writing a book, which I'm so excited about because I'm a writer. I love to write, and this is something else that I'm excited to share some stories about my life that a lot of people don't know, in hopes of having other people really connect with me and be inspired to chase their own dreams.
So Miss New York USA 2020, what can we expect for you going into Miss USA 2020?
I'm really excited. So I grew up watching Miss USA, and I never thought that I could be one of those girls on that stage competing for the title. And so to me, it's symbolic of so much. It's symbolic of seeing a Black girl, seeing a girl who's an immigrant on the Miss USA stage, competing for the title of Miss USA. It just symbolizes that in life, everything and anything is possible, and we're all worthy. We're all worthy of the crown.
Yes, definitely. And you have a lot of support here from us, so
Thank you.
We're going to support you all the way to the end. Any advice you have for the youth?
Failing is okay. I think that as a society, we put so much pressure on you guys that everything has to be perfect, and if things don't necessarily go your way, that you need to shut it out or, you know, feel less than. But some of my biggest failures ended up being the reason why I'm so successful today and why I will continue to be successful, because failing teaches you so much about life. It builds character. So if you fail, just see it as a way that it's redirecting you to an even better path.
Great, thank you so much for coming on Chatting with D. Thank you for being open, vulnerable, transparent about your experience and journey, and you have so much support from us on this side, so we wish you the best in the summertime, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.